everybody, welcome back to my channel. I don't even know where to begin. First thing I wanted to say is thank you. Always. I want to always start off by saying thank you all for all of your love and support on the channel, of me, of my marriage, my life, my creativity, of my outlet, of the understanding about my physical limitations, my mobility issues. And I wanted to just explain a few things really quick. I don't have the best marriage. I don't have the worst marriage. I don't have the worst health. I don't have the best health. I'm not the poorest. I'm not the richest. I'm not the most creative. I'm not the least creative. I think it's important. No, this is not based off of anything that anybody has said. I want you to know that. This is just clearing up stuff that's been going on in my head, in my heart, that I wanted to share. I have, how do I want to say this? I guess, I have recently been jammed between like a creative, like chasm, I guess that's what I want to say. On one side is my creative brain that sometimes processes things 250 miles an hour. I could look and point to any one of these items and say, I know exactly what I want to do with that. Getting it from there to execution is where the chasm lies. Like if you're a giant crack in the earth, giant ravine, whatever it is by where you live. On the other side is my organized side, my practical mind, my and I'm not a Gemini. I don't have two. I mean, not Gemini. Sorry about that. The Gemini is just the thing. So I don't feel like I have two separate personalities. I know that my two desires for my energy kind of conflict at times, depending on where my mood is, depending on a lot of times where my hormones are at. When I get something and I see something, I want to do something with it. I find and I say, I know I want that because either like I wanted it last year and I couldn't find it, and I had an idea last year and now I'm like almost 50. So can I remember what that idea was last year? I don't remember. But I just knew that I needed to get these things because my brain had them and like get these things. Plus, I will tell you that not everything is pre-planned. So you see something and you're like, I know I can do something with that. And then it just takes a long time for that to become practical. Now, a lot of people who do organizing and declutter videos or organizing or declutter jobs will tell you, don't just buy it. Make sure you have a reason for it. That is true. It is 100% true. But when you're a creative type who needs to have a variety of supplies near you for that inspiration, you know, I'm not Bob Ross. I can't just get, I mean, I could paint, but I can't just get, 5 canvases, the same 20 brushes, and the pack of tube of paints, and set up my easel and just then create whatever comes with those things. I am a DIYer that does stuff with Dollar Tree items. Do I have ideas of what I want to do with them? Yes. Do I get home with them and say, oh, you know what? Now that I look at it closer, or now that I've taken it apart, or now that I've painted it, I don't think that will work. So then what do you do with the item? I do feel like, and I know that this is because I grew up with less than, and I 100% recognize that. But I do think that people who buy stuff just to get rid of it later, I feel like it's very wasteful, and I kind of, I feel bad for them. I started to watch a video yesterday, and, you know, the person was talking about YouTubers, creators on YouTube or on YouTube, buying things just to show everybody. But there's two things about that. One is you don't know for sure. So I think one of the things was he was talking about was home decor. He was like, I see these YouTubers buy home decor. Well, he actually, I think part of what problem I had with it was he was talking in absolutes. All of these YouTubers, all, you know what I mean? Like, as opposed to just saying some people. So some people buy stuff, buy home decor items just to show them on their channel and then never put them in their home. And that is true for some people. That is 100% true for some people. That is somewhat true, not somewhat true for me. That's not even right. I have done that too. There's a couple of things about that I'd like to just say. And I'm saying this to you guys because I don't want you guys to hear stuff like this out there and then feel bad about how, you know, what you've got going on. So the first thing is, even putting all YouTubers aside, it's impractical for a person, unless you're extremely gifted and extremely organized, for you to go into a store, see something that might work in your house, and then bring it home and have it work in your house instantaneously. Buy it, see it, live with it for a while because you think it works, and then fall out of love with it. All of those are normal things. This isn't like your freak of nature if that's the case. I used to work for very wealthy people, and I don't know if you know this about very wealthy people. I mean, anybody can do it, but very wealthy people get away with it easier. But they would bring home bolts of fabric, not the bolts like they have at Walmart when you get like your little cotton thing on a little cardboard. The bolts, like when you go to Joann's and there's a huge tube of toile upholstery fabric for $22.99 a yard. They're allowed to basically take that on consignment, use whatever they want, and return the bolt back with what's left and pay for what they used. Or allowed to bring the 3 choices home and put them in their house, in their lighting. Because when you get a swatch of fabric, you don't get the whole picture. Anybody who's bought anything by a swatch knows for sure it looks different when it ain't just a swatch. I mean, this floor, for example, that little swatch looks so gray. This floor has got so much brown in it. I still love it. I saw the big thing up on there, so I knew what I was in for. But just looking at that little swatch that I showed everybody, it looked awful gray. So just to give anybody who's bought stuff just via the swatch knows that when you get it in your home and when you see more than just a swatch, it does look different. So I'm afraid, I don't know that many people watch this video, but I know that there's a lot of that thinking out there. I know that there's a lot of that mentality out there where I don't think people are trying to make you feel bad because you like things. I think that they want you to make yourself feel bad because you want things. And I know that sounds weird and almost the same thing, but they're not putting the shame on you. They want you to shame yourself. I guess that's an easier way to say it. So I know for sure that when I'm not in a creative place, I still need content from my videos. They're daily videos. Do I have to do daily videos? No, it's my choice. That's what I want to do. I do it for that reason. I'm owning everything that puts out on my channel. I own it. If I'm not feeling creative and I have all of these supplies, how can I not feel creative? Well, I'll tell you. There's a couple of times, and I've done videos on my channel where I've really forced myself to be creative, get the videos out, and it's like mistakes, like horrible paint jobs, horrible lettering. You know, I've always said it before about myself. I can't force my creativity. But then if I get into a creative slump that lasts months, what do I do for my channel? Well, okay. Do I shop to compensate for feelings? Yes, I do. I do that many times. It's called retail therapy. I did not create the term, obviously. Is there other forms of therapy that might help? They might. I know that if I'm not shopping, then I'm eating. And being a type 2 diabetic, no matter how morbidly obese I am, I really can't be just eating anytime I'm having a feeling. So, you know, what else can I do? Well, I can go walking. The problem is it's the middle of the winter time. And where am I going to walk? In the store. So, you can walk in the store. I can walk around the restaurants. No, I'm kidding. But it's just sort of like, I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you how my thought process is. That's really what it is. Because I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it to make excuses for it. Now, you might look and go, I cannot watch one more video of looking at the basket of crap behind her. But that's okay. Then you don't have to watch this video. Do I put up a pretty backdrop, do my hair, and do my makeup to sit here and vlog for you? No, I do not. That's not what this channel is about. This channel is not just about crafting either, by the way. So, I wanted you guys to be in on this because I do have a ton, and I mean that. Like, if I could put it on a scale, it would weigh 2,000 pounds, a ton of DIY ideas that I want to do. But for one thing or another gets in my way of doing it. Sometimes it's I'm missing that one supply. Sometimes it's just not the right time for it. And sometimes it's just that, you know, I'm in my own way. I get in my own way. I get in my head. I get in my own way. I want to do things and I want them to be as unique as possible. But there's only so many different ideas out there in the world. And there are so many creators on YouTube, on Pinterest, that have blogs, that have vlogs, that write magazines, that have newsletters, that create craft books. I mean, there's so many people out there with so many ideas. So you be inspired by somebody to do something, but you want it to be unique and you want it to be something that you came up with and created. You could be inspired by someone else, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm inspired by them to do this and that and the other thing. But then, like, where do you go with it? You know what I mean? Like, what next? Okay, so I created this thing and I crafted it. And I love it. And to be honest with you, I know exactly where I want to put it. Because if I had to buy this in a store, I know exactly what I want to do with it. And then it gets to the point where even your own home is starting to get, like, overwhelmingly cluttered. So you pack up some stuff that you're not going to use anymore and you ship it off to your friends or your family and you sell it or whatever you do. And then you feel like you have a clean slate, and then it all starts over again. The cycle just keeps going and going and going. A lot of people ask me, what do you do with the stuff that you create? And I said, it depends on the stuff. I have wreath bags in my utility room for each season, and they're pretty big, and they just get added to. And do I always pull out every wreath at every season? No, I don't. When I pull out all my holiday decor, I don't always put it all up. But it's nice to have a variety. I kind of feel like sometimes that my home is like a retail space. I used to work at the nursery school was a retail space, and we had like boxes of seasonal decor, and it was like, oh, like this year, let's make all of the tree covered in wooden soldiers. So we would pull out all the wooden soldier type things and we would decorate the tree like that. Did that mean we threw away all of the little sleds from last year? No, it just meant we're going to use them in 2 years or 3 years. So why is all of this important for me to talk to you about? I feel like I'm at the point right now where we're going to be making a few changes. Now, nothing radical, nothing drastic, but I have held myself to a Dollar Tree only, or most 99% Dollar Tree item DIYs on my channel. And it's got to stop, because I find stuff in other stores that I want to use. I'm gifted stuff from other places that I want to use, and I want them because they'll look good. But I can't justify, like, my brain won't, my brain, you guys aren't doing this to me, it's in my brain, is saying, don't use that if it's not from the Dollar Tree, because not everybody can get it. Well, I realized something in this argument I was having in my brain. Not everybody can get the stuff at the Dollar Tree either. So I think that what we're going to do is we are going to start sorting in here. Jim is off on, today is, I'm vlogging this on Sunday. You'll see it on Monday. Jim is off on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are going to come in here and crack a whip. Thursday, we're celebrating Valentine's Day because he has to work on Friday. But we're going to come in here, we're going to crack a whip. I am going to get the cardboard boxes that I've been saving up, and I'm going to gift, excuse this, I don't even know how to ever say this otherwise, I'm going to gift the shit out of all my stuff. I am either going to take stuff that I DIY'd and I'm going to give it away, or I'm going to take the stuff that I know what I want to do with, and I'm going to put it with its appropriate items, and then I'm going to craft the living daylights out of this place. I have so many things that are just like, this is a box frame art, and these are 2 box lids from cardboard boxes, and this was going to be a Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day DIY, and it is sitting over here. I have the footage on my phone, cluttering up my phone, of me painting those boxes, and I just don't know what to do next. You know, I couldn't decide which ones, and they didn't stand up as well as they were before they painted, and you know, exactly what do I want to do on the inside? I don't even know what I want to do on the inside. So it's kind of like, this is what happens. I am sharing this with you for a few reasons, and I know the time is running. One, I wanted to tell you what's going to be coming up in the future and a little bit of changes that we're going to make. 2, I want you guys to know that you are not alone when you're going through this. I'm a professional crafter. I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm sorry. I can't even say it with a straight face. But if I am struggling like this as well, I want you to know that you're not alone in your struggle. your struggle of, like, your want power versus your willpower. Do I come in here and do I just, like, craft the heck out of this place? Or I wake up in the morning and my brain is flooded with creativity and my body's like, my arthritis won't even let me grab the glue gun. So it's like, I'm there with you. And I want you to know that I will always be there with you. As long as he puts air in these lungs and the synapses fire in this brain and the mouth keeps moving. Well, I guess eventually if the mouth stopped moving, I could switch to sign language. But I will be here with you. I will be with you in the struggle. I'll be here with you in the fight. And we'll do it together. I promise. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.